I feel like in this video, I'm gonna be talking about this in the way as if it's a blast from the past, but like, it's not even like a year since it's been out. I think it's like 6 or 7 months at least. I don't remember when it came out, but yeah, let's talk about Amsterdam. This one's gonna be like a little more relaxed and off the cuff. I still have my notes right here, but this one's gonna be like much more laid back than I try to be because what is this? I really only watched Amsterdam out of morbid curiosity, and apparently after looking after I watched it and looking around, apparently this movie is a conspiracy thriller comedy. They did a horrible job with like tone and marketing issues, which we'll get to that later. This movie is based on something called the business plot, which was a conspiracy theory back in the early 30s that there was this group of people that wanted to overthrow FDR, who was the president of the United States at this time, and they wanted to overthrow him and the sitting government at the time and put what I think was a general in the Navy and make America a dictatorship. I don't really know, like, if there's any, like, proof to that or anything. Honestly, I don't really care. But this conspiracy is what this movie is based on. I like a good conspiracy theory. I think they're fun, especially in movies like this where they could get a good thrill out of it. I'm a sucker for a good conspiracy thriller. And on top of that, you are getting some of the biggest and honestly best actors working right now getting involved in this movie. I mean, the three leads of the movie are Christian Bale, Margot Robbie, and John David Washington, with a murderer's row of a bunch of other supporting actors that are great in their own rights. And honestly, that's all the movie was marketed on. Hell, you see it in my trailer reaction right on this channel. I fell for it. My jaw dropped when I saw that Taylor Swift was in this movie. It got me. But then the reviews started coming out for it and just how atrocious this was. And it turned me off from the whole thing. Never watched it. And then I think it went on HBO Max like a couple months later, and I just watched it like a couple weeks ago, or maybe even a month ago. I have no clue, because there was a big gap in between watching it and doing this video. And yeah, this was a massive bomb as well. Nobody reacted to this positively. I don't know what the budget was. It had to have been a big one because so many people were in this. This only made like $10 million. It got crushed by Smile, I think. I think that was the big movie at the box office at the time. Might have come out a little bit after that, but all I know is that the Shawn Mendes Crocodile movie made more money than this, so... Okay. And yeah, if you remember this movie and the reactions that it got, you probably haven't even seen it. I feel like I'm the only person that has seen this, because every person I've talked to about saying how bad this was, had either never heard of this movie, or just didn't watch it. And this is really funny. I mentioned what the plot was earlier about the business plot and all those things, but on top of that, there's so much going on here. There are so many other side characters outside of the three actors I mentioned. There is backstories for all of them, and it just keeps hammering you with everything. And it just gets so convoluted and sometimes even amateurish, especially in its dialogue. Where, well, granted, I'm trying to be a screenwriter in Hollywood. I try my best to like know what I'm doing, and I'm in college right now. I'm working out the kinks. This feels like something I would write. Like I can't stress that enough. This feels like a first or maybe second draft of a college student's script. Like, this is something I would turn in. Which is crazy, because the guy who wrote, I think he wrote it and directed it, David O. Russell, where I like to call him Stank, because he is a horrible human being. But honestly, I was too I was too morbidly curious with this movie, and I shouldn't have watched it. I really shouldn't have. So that why I'm doing a video on it is because I have to get something out of it. The acting here is also horrible. You have multiple very talented people. Academy Award winners are a part of this. And just, it feels so... I don't know. It feels like something out of a high school play. There are two saving graces in this movie. And those are... God, I keep losing my train of thought. This is what this movie does to me. This is what... Sorry. This is what bad movies do to me. I try to think about it, and it hurts to think about it. Especially movies that are bad to this level. What stops it from being like a 0 out of 10 is I think the movie looks pretty. I think it's shot really well, and whoever did the production design, good on them. You saved it from being a 0 out of 10. And also in the credits, there's a Giveon song, which I really like Giveon. I think the song's pretty good, but it was also written by Drake, and you can kind of tell. Ooh, this is a disaster. This is a disaster, at least compared to scale of budget and star power and how much attention that this should have had. Not that it did have, because it didn't have any attention. This should have had something. Granted, Taylor Swift fans will go do anything for Taylor Swift. They did not see this movie. That's when you realize you fucked up. If you get Taylor Swift involved in something and the Swifties aren't flocking to it, you know something's wrong. Yeah, Amsterdam is awful. 1 out of 10. What do I even do after this? Just like plug something? I don't want to ask you guys about this because I don't recommend it. I just don't. This is one of the worst movies I've seen in recent memory. I will say though, this week, the week I'm recording it, is the week of Across the Spider-Verse, and I'm very excited about that. And I will get my review out that Thursday if I can, but if not, Friday will suffice. But I will try my hardest for Thursday. Like and subscribe. Talk to me in the comments. I'll see you in the next one. See ya.